All the speaker.
Well, yeah.
We will now call the meeting to order. We'll have the city council take the roll.
Present.
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 Here.
Stephen.
Here.
Herrera. Mescla.
Here.
Haywood. Antrim. Here. Santana.
Here.
Lewis.
Here.
Santiago. Driscoll. Hunza.
Here.
Cola. Yeah. Edwards. Sean Smith. Peter.
Present.
Morrison.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Hamilton.
Present.
Marcana.
Here.
Mark. Furlow.
Here.
Pickland.
Present.
Wingate.
Present.
A quorum has been established. I would like to note for the record that order from Ward 2 has joined us. We will now have the line item order from Ward 2.
Thank you. You may be seated. This evening, I'm going to read a poem by Nikki Giovanni titled Frozen Hearts. This is for the Pullman porters who organized when people said they couldn't. carried the Pittsburgh Courier and the Chicago Defender to the Black Americans on the staff so they would know they were not alone. This is for the Pullman porters who helped Thurgood Marshall go south and come back north to fight the fight that resulted in Brown Racing Board of Education. Because even though Kansas is west, and even though Topeka is the birthplace of Gwendolyn Brooks, who wrote the article for the Chicago Defender, sent a man to Little Rock. It was the Pullman porters who whispered to the traveling men, both the blues men and the race men, so that they both would know what was going on. This is for the Pullman porters who smiled as if they were happy and laughed like they were tickled when some folks were around, and who silently rejoiced in 1954 when the Supreme Court announced its 9-0 decision that separate is inherently unequal. This is for the Pullman porters who smiled and welcomed a 14-year-old boy onto their train in 1955. They noticed his slight limp that he tried to disguise with a doo-wop walk. They noticed his stutter and probably understood why his mother wanted him out of Chicago during the summer when school was out. 14-year-old black boys with limps and stutters are apt to try to prove themselves in dangerous ways when mothers aren't around to look after them. So this is for the Pullman porters who looked over that 14-year-old while train rolled the reverse of the Blues Highway from Chicago to St. Louis to Memphis to Mississippi. This is for the men who kept him safe. And if Emmett Till had been able to stay on the train all summer, he would have maybe grown a bit of paunch, certainly lost his hair, probably worn bifocals and bounced his grandchildren on his knee, telling them about his summer riding the rails. But he had to get off that train. And in Money, Mississippi, and was horribly, brutally, inexcusably, and unacceptably murdered. This is for the Pullman porters who, when the sheriff was trying to get the body secretly buried, got Emmett's body on the northbound train, got his body home to Chicago where his mother said, "I want the world to see what they did to my boy." And this is for all the mothers who cried. And this is for all the people who said, "Never again." And this is about Rosa Parks, whose feet were not so tired. It had been, after all, an ordinary day, until the bus driver gave her the opportunity to make history. This is about Mrs. Rosa Parks from Tuskegee, Alabama, who was also the field secretary of the NAACP. This is about the moment Rosa Parks shouldered her cross, put her worldly goods aside, was willing to sacrifice her life so that young man in Money, Mississippi, who had been so well protected by the Pullman porters, would not have died in vain. When Mrs. Parks said no, a passionate movement was begun. No longer would there be a reliance on the law, there was a higher law. When Mrs. Parks brought that light of hers to expose the evil of the system, the sun came and rested on her shoulders, bringing the heat and the light of truth. Others would follow Mrs. Parks. 4 young men in Greensboro, North Carolina would also say no. Great voices would be raised, singing the praises of God and exhorting us to forgive those who trespass against us. But it was the Pullman porters who safely got him to his grand goal. And it was Mrs. Rosa Parks who could not stand that death. And in not being able to stand it, she sat at him.
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening. I move approval of the journal of the June 5th, 2023 Board of Alders meeting.
I don't have that.
Second.
Second. Discussion, any changes to the journal? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So item 5.
Thank you, Madam President. On unanimous consent, I ask you to see item number 1 from the tax collector order of tax refunds, July 5, 2023.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes. Majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask unanimous consent of items 2 through 4. 2 from the Community Service Administrator submitting an order of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the City of New Haven Mayor or Controller to enter a 3-year, 6-month agreement with the United Way of Greater New Haven in an amount of $1,400,000 to administer an expansion and enlargement grant program supporting New Haven-based early childhood education and child care providers. 3, from the Community Service Administrator submitting an order with the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the City of New Haven Mayor or Controller to enter a 3-year, 6-month agreement with Hope for New Haven Circle in the amount of $1,600,000 to administer a workforce development grant program supporting New Haven-based early childhood education and child care providers. And 4, from the Community Service Administrator submitting an order of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the City of New Haven Mayor and Controller to enter into a 3-year agreement with United Way of Greater New Haven in the amount of $500,000 to act as consultant in the development of a city early childhood education and child care strategic plan.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority.
I move these items.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Ms. Majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask you to see item number 5 from the Director of Health submitting a resolution of the Board of Alders authorizing the New Haven Health Department to accept a continuation grant amount of $54,520 from the Connecticut Department of Public Health for the period of October 1, 2022 through June 30, 2023 to conduct prevention and control activities for tuberculosis and to execute, acknowledge, implement, and deliver any and all documents as may be considered necessary or appropriate with respect thereto.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes. Majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask you to see items number 6 through 7. 6 from the Vice President, Facilities and Campus Development submitting a resolution of the Board of Alders certifying that no amendment to the Yale University Central Science Campus overall parking plan is required to apply variance to the installation of bollards on Alexander Walk. And 7 from the Vice President, Facilities and Campus Development submitting a resolution of the Board of Alders certifying that no amendment to the medical area overall parking plan is required for application for development permit site plan review pertaining to lot 47.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority.
I move these items.
Second.
The items have been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes. Majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask you to see item number 8 from the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer submitting an order of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven providing the closures of College Street between Wall Street and Elm Street for Yale matriculation ceremony from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. on August 21, 2023.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask you to see items number 9 through 18. 9, order concerning real property taxes of Sierra Q on board vehicle tax account 61747. 10, order concerning real property taxes of Robert A. Fluid on board vehicle tax account 794005. 11, order concerning real property taxes of the Tower Miller on board vehicle tax account 700274, 700273, and 700275. 12, order concerning real property taxes of Saku Rainey on motor vehicle tax accounts 92611 and 93106. 13, order concerning real property taxes of Deshauna Tyson on motor vehicle tax accounts 104373, 95843, and 104956. 14, order concerning real property tax of Connie White on motor vehicle tax accounts 107209 and 107175. 15, order abating, deferring collection of real property taxes due from Cheryl Heislip Antunes on her residence grand list of 2022. 16, order abating, deferring collection of real property taxes due from Ann T. DeMayo on her residence grand list of 2022. 17, order abating, deferring collection of real property taxes due from Robert J. Diego on his residence grand list 2022. And 18, order abating, deferring collection of real property taxes from Joanne Sockwell on her residence grand list of 2022.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Major.
I move these items.
Second.
The items have been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 18.
Thank you, Madam President. These are taxes for cars for residents, and we're forgiving the interest, and we're bringing in $7,700. And 15, 16, 17, and 18, these are repeat home payments. So, thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes. Ms. Major.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask you see item number 19, public safety favorable. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the City of New Haven mayor or controller to enter into a 3-year agreement with Connecticut Violence Intervention Program in the amount of $565,000 to implement peer-like coaching with high-risk individuals through the PRESS initiative.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Major.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 29.
Thank you, Madam President. As the Public Safety Committee held on Tuesday, June 13th, we deliberated on the item, discussing it favorable on the use of these funds and entering this agreement. The committee heard from the City Realigns Department regarding these items to continue its work in developing violence prevention, professionalism to act as a peer-like coach for high-risk individuals, referring the city program to re-engagement, safety, support, press. We ask for your support. Thank you so much. Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. Under communications, I note items 20 through 30. Bringing us to Livable City. Under the Livable City Initiative, I move item 31 from the Executive Director of LCI, submitting an order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving 1, the disposition of 47 Austin Street to Habitat for Humanity of Greater New Haven Incorporated for $1,000. 2, the disposition of 552 through 558 Winchester Avenue to Concord LLC for $3,000.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. Under first readings, I note items 32 through 35. Bringing us to second readings. Under second readings, I move items 36, A through P, with the corrected Q House dates, automatic affairs favorable. A, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Elena Grewell to the Fair Rent Commission. B, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Karen Jenkins to the Historic District Commission. C, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of John Hutner to the Homeless Advisory Commission. D, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Emily Sigmund to the Board of Parks Commissioners. E, order the New Haven Board of Alders approve the reappointment of Rose Benito to the New Haven Solid Waste and Recycling Authority Board of Directors. F, order the New Haven Board of Alders approve the appointment of Adam Waters to the Board of Zoning Appeals as an alternate. G, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Crystal Gooding to the Q House Advisory Board. H, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Edith Rawls to the Q House Advisory Board. I, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Anthony Thorpe to the Q House Advisory Board. J, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Charles E. Warner Jr. to the Q House Advisory Board. K, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Jacqueline Downey to the Q House Advisory Board. L, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Melissa Mason to the Q House Advisory Board. M, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Michael Moran to the Q House Advisory Board. N, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Jorge Perez to the Q House Advisory Board. O, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Sean Reeves to the Q House Advisory Board. And P, order the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Malcolm Welfare to the Q House Advisory Board.
Second.
The items have been moved to second discussion. Call on order from Ward 13.
Thank you, Madam President. On Wednesday, May 31st, 2023, the Aldermanic Affairs Committee met. And in the discussion period, it was determined that the expiration dates of the board members were not accurate. So it needed a motion that was made by the majority leader to change the dates inaccurate. The appointees will then serve a staggered term. We would like to recommend favorably that these appointees be approved. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on order for Ward 22.
Thank you, Madam President. I stand here in support of all the individuals for each board and commission, and specifically in regards to the members being reappointed and appointed to the Q House Board. I just wanted to say that since the Q House Board has been, it was developed back in 2019 by a former mayor, and during the last 3 years, I can honestly say that this board of 21 individuals have come together and we've created the governance of our Q House, of the Q House board. We've also identified our manager of the actual Q House building in itself, and as we all know, we just approved them for another 5 years. And I can also say that we have over 800 people that come in and out of those doors every week to receive programming and services. And so this board has done a lot of work over the last 3 years, and I ask everyone please to approve their reappointments and appointments. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. Continuing on under Aldermanic Affairs, I move item 37, Aldermanic Affairs leave to withdraw, order granting leave to withdraw the request to approve the appointment of Paul R. Macio to the Aging Commission.
Second.
The item has been moved in second discussion on leave to withdraw only. I call on order for Ward 13.
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, we request this to be a leave to withdraw. And Mr. Raccio could not attend the meeting, and we do not have time to have another meeting before the appointment expires. Thank you.
Any further discussion on leave to withdraw only? Seeing none, all in favor of giving this item leave to withdraw say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item is withdrawn. It's been approved.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 38, City Services and Environmental Policy favorable through C. A resolution of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the mayor to accept funding from the Department of Community and Economic Development on behalf of the Historic Worcester Square Association and sign any agreements and other documents that may be desirable or necessary, including any subsequent amendments to agreements regarding improvements to historical Worcester Square neighborhood. B, order of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the mayor of the city of New Haven to apply for and accept the government-to-government grant award from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to electrify the homes of energy-burdened residents in order to improve indoor air quality and reduce energy bills. And C, resolution of the Board of Alders of the city of New Haven authorizing the mayor to apply for and accept grant funding from the Connecticut Department of Transportation to operate on-demand microtransit service as a pilot program in partnership with the New Haven Parking Authority, Greater New Haven Transit District, and Via Transportation Incorporated.
Second.
The items have been moved and second discussion. I call on order from Ward 5.
Thank you, Madam President. Until the June 1st, 2023, the City Service and Environmental Policy Committee met, and we would like to favorably recommend these items. These grants of award will help to make improvement to Worcester Square neighborhood, electrify home and reduce energy bill, and operate a micro-transit pilot program. I urge colleagues to favorably recommend support these items. Thank you, Madam President.
Is there any other discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? And before we go back to the majority leader, I'm gonna ask everybody, please put your phone on silent, turn it off, or whatever you have to do, because we are. Thank you, majority leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 39, finance favorable, ordinance amendment to appropriate ordinance number 1, authorizing budget transfer number 133232, transferring funds from the public health salary account in the amount of $400,000, office of the assessor salary account in the amount of $100,000, and finance technology salary account in the amount of $100,000, and transferring to corporation counsel legal service budget in the amount of $600,000, and amending the agreements of Machini, Okio, Jordan, Sussman, Duffy, and Segaloff, Howard, and Ladorf, Karsten, and Talberg, and Milano, and Wanat, to exceed $100,000. And my apology, Madam President, I know I can butcher these names all evening.
Second.
The item has been moved in second discussion. I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. The Corporation Council requests authorization to amend agreements with these law firms doing important legal work for the city and to transfer $600,000 to provide sufficient funding for the increased maximum amounts of these agreements. The Finance Committee heard this item and voted to give it a favorable recommendation. I ask colleagues to approve this motion. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, this is an ordinance amendment. I will have the city council clerk please go.
May, Douglas, Burka, Rodriguez,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Saban, Lupo,
Yes.
Rivera, Costa,
Yes.
Haywood, Antoon,
Yes.
Santana,
yes,
Miller,
Yes.
Santiago, Crespo, Hunza,
Yes.
Cola,
Yes.
Edwards, Ashland Smith, Streeter,
Yes.
Morrison,
Yes.
Walker Myers,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Marks,
Yes.
Furlow,
Yes.
Hickman,
Yes.
Wingate,
Yes.
Is there anyone who has voted wishing to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
So noted. Is there anyone who voted wishing to change their vote? Seeing none, item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 40, public safety, favorable A, order of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven authorizing the mayor of the City of New Haven to execute a 6-year contract between the City of New Haven and Pro Phoenix Corporation to develop a platform that covers the consulting fees, hardware, software installation, training, and maintenance for computer-aided dispatch and/or record management systems and/or jail management systems, CAD, RMS, JMS.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion, I call on order from word 29.
Thank you, Madam President. Tuesday, May 16, 2023, the Public Safety Committee met and heard from the City Police Department on these items. We support this request, favorably recommend execute the contract between the city and Pro Phoenix Corporation to provide update technology for more efficient record management and dispatch systems within our public department. New Haven Police Department recognized that the increased effectiveness in all aspects of record management, like reducing incidents or arrest reports, written time, and improving geographic information system that identify patterns and trends where crime are occurring, including weather, forecasts, and traffic data, and many quick triage calls for service. Law enforcement to be made more effectively. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 40B, order authorizing the mayor to enter into a multi-year agreement with a successful request for proposal RFP, respondent to provide facility management services for the New Haven Police Services Complex portfolio.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion, I call on order from word 29.
Thank you, Madam President. Also, on May 16, 2023, the Public Safety Committee met and heard from the Engineering Department on these items. The New Haven Police Department completed required 24-hour building operation maintenance and repair services, which are currently conducted by engineers. It is deserving to have a vendor provided facility management, repairs, and maintenance services of the complex and subsequently portfolio. We are supporting this request and favorably recommending entering this RFP multi-year agreements for the facilities for the New Haven Police Department. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 40C, continuing on behalf of public safety, favorable. C, order of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven authorizing the mayor of the City of New Haven to submit an application to the U.S. Department of Justice Community-Oriented Police Services 2023 grant supporting law enforcement agencies in seeking accreditation in an amount not to exceed $160,000 to assist the department with its accreditation activities, including hiring a consultant to conduct an audit of the department's property rooms and work with personnel to fulfill requirements of accreditation and to purchase equipment and supplies and to accept such funds if offered and to execute all documents and contracts as necessary.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion, I call on order from word 29.
Thank you, Madam President. Also, on May 16th, the Public Safety Committee met and heard from the New Haven Police Department staff on these items. The New Haven Police Department is seeking funding for the U.S. Department of Justice to develop and carry out a plan for agency accreditation per state statute. A consultant will be hired to conduct an agency audit of operation and assist personnel with complying with recommendations to improve management and service delivery. Funds will be used to support technology and related equipment. We support this request favorably recommending applying for a grant to support the Department of Accreditation activities and ask that you do the same. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Ayes have it.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 41A through D, tax abatement favorable. A, order concerning real property taxes of leadership, education, and athletics in partnership incorporated, tax account numbers 519906, 52344, and 86572. B, order abating deferring collection of real property taxes due from Richard W. and Annie P. Huckabee on their residence grant list of 2021 and 2022. C, order abating deferring collection of real property taxes due from Mary Lou Palumbo on her residence grant list of 2017 through 2022. And D, order abating deferring collection of real property taxes due from Deborah Dorsey on her residence grant list of 2021 and 2022.
Second.
The items have been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 18.
Thank you, Madam President. Item A, Leadership, Education, and Athletic in Partnership, League, is a nonprofit in the city of New Haven. They failed to submit their M3 tax exemption status request to the assessor's office in time. The tax abatement committee heard the request on May 23rd meeting and voted to recommend that your taxes, fees, and interest be forgiven. Item B, C, and D, they meet all the requirements to fulfill the tax abatement program. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Ayes have it.
Thank you, Madam President. Under miscellaneous, I move item 42A through D, motion to discharge from the chair of the Automatic Affairs Committee, submitting a motion to discharge the Automatic Affairs Committee from consideration of the following items and to take them up for immediate action. A, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Jane Cummins to the Civilian Review Board. B, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Nina Samantha Fawcett to the Civilian Review Board. C, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Anne Marie Rivera Barrios to the Civilian Review Board. And D, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Naomi Campbell to the Regional Water Authority SCC Representative Policy Board.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion on the motion to discharge only. I call on order from Ward 13.
Thank you, Madam President. These items were submitted to the Board of Alders on Monday, June 5th, 2023. The 60 days allowed by the charter does not give this board enough time to allow for a second reading on these appointments. I respectfully request this board discharge these items from the Automatic Affairs Committee so we can vote on them tonight. Thank you.
Further discussion on the motion to discharge only. Seeing none, all in favor of discharging these items say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item is discharged. And I would like to note for the record that order from Ward 11 has been approved. Mr. Majority.
I move these items, Madam President.
Second.
The items that are being second discussion. I call on order from Ward 13.
Thank you, Madam President. At the Automatic Affairs Committee held on Monday, June 26, 2023, we heard from Ms. Jane Cummins regarding her appointment to the Civilian Review Board. Ms. Jane Cummins appeared for the Automatic Affairs Committee and discussed her willingness to serve the Dwight community in this capacity. Thank you, Madam President. In addition, there were also three reappointees were not required to attend due to their excellent attendance. I encourage my colleagues to vote favorably to approve these reappointees. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 43A from the Chair of Finance Committee submitting a motion to discharge the Finance Committee from consideration of the following item and to take them up for immediate action. A, order of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the City of New Haven Mayor, Budget Director, or Controller, and New Haven Board of Education to enter into a one-year contract with First Student in the amount of $30,730,883.40 for regular and special ed in town and out of town busing for the fiscal year 2023 and 2024.
Second.
The item, I'm gonna need everybody to please put your phone on mute or silent when you walk in these chambers. I have said it multiple times, it throws everything off for me. Please, take this opportunity to go do it. I already announced that like a couple of minutes ago. Let me get back to where I'm at. So this is, we were doing a motion to discharge the item. Okay, discussion on motion to discharge only, I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. The Finance Committee heard this item on June 12th. Because of the time-sensitive nature involved, the committee took no action. And as chair, I request that this item be discharged so that the full board may vote on it tonight. I ask colleagues to support the motion to discharge. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion on the motion to discharge only? Seeing none, all in favor of discharging the item, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Rescission the item discharged.
I move the item, Madam President.
Second.
The item has been moved in second discussion. I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. The Board of Education has requested authorization to enter into a one-year contract with First Student Bus Company. The current contract has expired, and a recent motion before the Board of Education to award a comprehensive new multi-year contract with First Student failed to pass. This outcome was despite the fact that the proposed contract contained several positive features, including rates more favorable to the city. As a result of that Board of Education vote, this one-year extension is the only option that will enable the district to provide essential transportation services for New Haven Public Schools students, both for the summer and for the school year starting in the fall. In light of these facts, unfortunate as they may be, I urge colleagues to vote in support of the motion to approve. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? I call on order for Ward 27.
Thank you, Madam President. I reluctantly stand in support of this item. And considering the work that the Board of Ed does and considering the volunteers on that board that put so much of their time in to making decisions and trying to get things right for our school system, for our students, they got this one wrong. And I just want to go on record to encourage them to think about the long-term effects of the contracts that they make, the fiscal impact it has. If we were to vote not in favor of this, the repercussions that it would have upon our students and schools, as we are pushing for better education for our children to be able to raise their scores in reading and writing, it would really set us backwards. And so I'm very disappointed in the vote that the Board of Ed had, once again, respecting the hours of work that they put in as volunteers. But I must encourage them to do better and to be better fiscal agents of the money that they are responsible for. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 43, B through D from the Chair of the Finance Committee, submitting a motion to discharge the Finance Committee from consideration of these items and to take them up for immediate action. B, order of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the mayor, budget director, or controller to enter into a one-year commercial lease agreement and execute any amendments that may arise with Gateway Partners LLC for the City of New Haven Health Department offices and public health clinic in the amount not to exceed $242,844 and for a period from July 1, 2023 to December 31, 2023. C, order of the Board of Alders authorizing the mayor to enter into a 3-year lease agreement with New England Golf Carts, DBA Yamaha Motor Finance Corporation Incorporated for 75 used golf carts and related services. And D, order authorizing the mayor, budget director, or controller to enter into a 1-year contract with RSM US LLP with 3-year renewable option years to perform an independent audit of the city financial statements as required by federal, state, and local law for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2023, and a renewable option for each of the fiscal years ending June 30, 2024, June 30, 2025, and June 30, 2026, in conjunction as recommended by the Financial Review and Audit Commission to the Board of Alders pursuant to the city charter.
Second.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion on motion to discharge only. I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. The Finance Committee heard these 3 items on June 12th. Again, because of the time-sensitive nature involved, the committee took no action, and as chair, I request that these items be discharged so that the full board may vote on them tonight. I ask colleagues to support the motion to discharge. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion on the motion to discharge only? Seeing none, all in favor of discharging the item, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent item is discharged.
I move these items, Madam President.
Second.
The items have been moved and second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. Item B, the administration seeks approval of a 1-year lease agreement with Gateway Partners LLC so that the health department may continue to use clinical and office spaces at 54 Middle Street until construction is completed at the new location, the former Connecticut Department of Transportation facility on Chapel Street. The goal is for this arrangement to end by December 31st, 2023, and for the health department to move locations by then. This agreement seems proper and prudent, and I ask colleagues to vote in favor of this motion. Item C. This request is to approve a 3-year lease agreement for golf carts to be used at the Alling Memorial Golf Course. The Alling Memorial Golf Course Enterprise Fund will foot the bill for this lease, but Board of Alders approval is required. I encourage my colleagues to vote yes on this motion. And finally, item D. The administration asks for authorization to enter into a 1-year contract with RSM US LLP, the firm that the city has engaged in recent years to perform independent audits of the city's financial statements. This contract allows 3 renewable option years. RSM was selected through a competitive bid process. Although its competitor offered lower rates for baseline services, RSM guaranteed more participation of high-level firm personnel and offered a more advantageous price structure for services that go beyond the routine. The city staff gave RSM a strong endorsement based on a good record of performance. As the chair of the Finance Committee, I have paid close attention to this firm's reports and presentations, and I agree with the selection of this company. I urge colleagues to vote in support of this motion. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move items number 44, A through C. From the Chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, submitting a motion to discharge the Health and Human Services from consideration of the following items and to take them up for immediate action. A, order of the New Haven Board of Alders to authorize the City of New Haven Mayor or Controller to enter into a 3-year agreement with Clifford W. Bears Guidance Clinic Incorporated in the amount of $375,000 to provide community support services effective July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2026. B, order of the New Haven Board of Alders to authorize the City of New Haven Mayor or Controller to enter into a 3-year agreement with Liberty Community Services Incorporated in the amount of $210,000 to embed case management and service navigation within New Haven Free Public Libraries effective July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2026. And C, order of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the City of New Haven Mayor or Controller to enter into a 3-year agreement with Power in the Shower in the amount of $450,000 to implement the Power in the Shower mobile shower service.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion on the motion is only. I call on order. That's where I'm going. I need people to raise their hands. So I'm going. I call on order from Ward 21. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. The Health and Human Services Committee met on June 15, 2023 regarding this item. The committee's requesting this item be discharged due to the time constraints of the city to enter the agreement for services. Therefore, the committee is requesting that the Board of Alders discharge from the committee this item so the full board can vote on it tonight. Thank you, Madam President.
And thank you, Order, for stepping up tonight. Any further discussion on the motion to discharge? Seeing none, all in favor of discharging the item, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item is discharged.
Thank you, Madam President. I move these items.
Second.
The items have been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 21.
Thank you, Madam President. The Health and Human Services Committee held on Thursday, June 15, 2023, we deliberated on these items and discussed them carefully on the use of these funds and entered these agreements to start or not interrupt current services. The committee heard from the city's Community Resilience Department regarding these items and the agency's important services to the community. Power in the Shower provides hygiene services to the homeless and those in need, while Liberty Community Services provide caseworker and mental health services navigation to the same population from the New Haven Public Library. Clifford W. Bears Guidance Clinic will implement a community healing support team that will provide trauma-informed rapid responses to individuals and families impacted by community violence and traumatic events. We ask for your support on approval of these items. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask you, President, to deem as a first reading item number 45, motion to amend a matter previously adopted from Alder Furrow, submitting a motion to amend OR-2022-0015, an ordinance amendment approving a 30-ward Board of Alders redistricting plan and 2-district Board of Education redistricting plan for the City of New Haven to change the effective date from January 1, 2024 to August 7, 2023.
So noted.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to suspend section 24-1-A of the rules of the Board of Alders to conduct further business.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. On unanimous consent, I ask you see on item number 46, order concerning real property taxes of Stephen A. Pickler on motor vehicle tax account 67689676690 and 67691.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. McGurk.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order for Ward 18.
Thank you, Madam President. This item is the same one with the car taxes, we're giving the interest, and we're bringing in the revenue of $700. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda item passes. Ms. McGurk.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to close suspension of section 24-1-A of the rules of the Board of Alders to conduct further business.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda item passed. And before a motion to adjourn is appropriate, and before I take point of personal privilege, I'm going to ask everyone to please stand with me for a moment of silence for our Board of Alders law that we had this last past week. Thank you. We appreciate you coming in and doing what you have to do, even though I don't appreciate it. I will now take points of personal privilege. I call on order from Ward 2.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask that everyone stands in recognition of my grandson's father was killed in a car fatality a couple of days ago. Please pray for my family. Thank you.
And we will keep your family in prayer. Are there more points of personal privilege?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
The item has, the motion has been made and seconded. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Can I please see leadership at the podium, please?
The meeting is in person. Okay. No.